Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate the support. And if you guys want to support me further, you can do that by going to my Patreon site. The link is in the description below. And you can give me $1 a month, $3, $5, whatever you guys prefer. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about a question that Lily Koramos asked me. I think that's the way you pronounce your last name. I apologize if it's not. And this is the question she asked. Hi Shikha, I was wondering if you could do a video on calling people out. As INFJs, we can often see right through people and can see behind their facades and manipulative tactics. Do you call people out, especially at work? Thank you, Lily, for the question. It is such an important question because I've struggled with this myself for the longest time. Because we do see through people. I mean, it's not even just at work. It's at events, at workshops, in terms of experts. We see through some experts that are not really experts, or gurus that are not really gurus, or friends. We see through friends of friends, and we're like, why are you friends with this person? Or relationships. We see through people very quickly, and so all of this aggravates us. We see it, and no one else sees it, right? And that's what I think really is surprising to us and really annoying to us, really. I think it's fine if someone else saw it too, and you're like, oh my god, you can like just commiserate with each other and talk to each other and be like, how can no one else see this person, right? I had this few moments like that where I was at a party 2 or 3 years ago, anyways. And there was this person who was obviously a complete fake, and he was really aggravating me and really annoying me, and I was like, no one else can see this. And then a friend of mine saw me perhaps making a face at him, and she's like, yeah, I get it. I think exactly the same thing. I don't like him. I think he's a complete fake. And that in that instant, I felt so much gratitude and so much relief because I was not the only one thinking that way, right? That happens very rarely, though, of course. So what do we do? Do we call people out or no? And of course, my answer is no. I'm sorry to say this, Lily. I know that the instant desire or need for an INFJ is to call people out on their shit. But it is the worst idea ever, and it's a bad idea in general. Now, of course, I'm not saying that you shouldn't call people out who are bullying someone, or who are being racist or sexist, or who are doing necessarily something cruel to someone else. When they're being cruel to someone else and you have the capacity to step in and to protect this individual, it is your responsibility to do so. So I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about calling people out on their bullshit, on their nonsense, on their fakeness. It is going to result in nothing good. Either you're going to lose friends because those friends don't think that that person is rude or crude or fake or manipulative or anything like that. They're not going to think that, and you're going to lose your entire group of friends because they're going to think that you're being completely crazy. Or that person is going to call you out on something and you're not going to have an answer because we're not good at communicating out loud in this kind of situation. We don't like confrontation. We're not good at confrontation in general. And so if something like that happens, we're just going to stutter and the entire thing's going to fall apart. I've done this before. That's why I know. That's why I can share this with you. I've had so many situations where, I thought a person was fake and she was a pivotal person in the group, unfortunately, because that's how people are like that. People like this kind of fakeness perhaps somehow. Or this person really was good at being fake and she was very well liked by the entire group. And what I had to do is, in order to not be around that fakeness, around that, I could not stand it. I couldn't stand around being around this person. I had to leave the group because I couldn't say anything because the person was liked so much. If I even said one thing against her, I would have been kicked out. And so rather than being kicked out and going through the humiliation of that, it's a hard word to say, I just decided I'll just leave the group. Years later, I found out that a bunch of people in the group started disliking this person because they realized her manipulative attitude and her fakeness. And so, of course, in the end, I felt better, but in that moment, I couldn't do anything because that it wasn't the right time. It was definitely not the right time, right? And I lost a lot of good friends because of it, but unfortunately, that's the way of it. Either I was going to stay in that group and be around this fake person, which is impossible for me, or I would have said something and lost all of my friends. I wasn't going to do that. I at least wanted to be friends with them one-on-one. So I didn't hang out with them as a group, but I hung out with them one-on-one, which is at least good enough for me. I still had those friends. I didn't lose the entire group completely. And I still was able to keep my peace with myself, right? And so I know this is not the answer you guys are looking for. And I know, because my thing is like, I want to call people out and I want to be like, you are an idiot, you're a fake, you have no idea what you're talking about. And really, it's that aggression or that need in me to call people out so strong that I really have to control myself, because I know that I can just in a moment blurt all of this stuff out and completely ruin everything, right? And so, of course, if you don't care about the group, if you don't care about the people, if you don't care about your friendships, then say it out loud. It's totally fine. But if you do care about the people in that group, the other people, and in a lot of ways, I have had situations where I do care about the other people and I want to still be friends with them and I don't want to lose them. And so I don't say anything. I just step out of the group. I step away from them. I don't hang out in a situation where I know that fake person is going to be there, right? Weirdly enough, I've noticed that a lot of these fake people will reach out to me in the end and be like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while, what's going on with you? I'm like, did you not get the feeling that I don't like you? And that's the funny thing about us, is like, people don't understand. If you don't like you, we don't like you, right? And so that also surprises me when those fake people or those manipulative people reach out to me and try to extend our friendship. And I think to myself, wow, I can't believe you're so freaking clueless, right? And so, yeah, it gets me angry. As you guys can see, I don't like it. And I can think of at least 2, 3, 4 people in my life right now that I've had to deal with where they were extremely fake and manipulative. And I literally was getting hives from hanging out around them. I had to say something. If I didn't say something, I was going to blow my mind, or it was just going to spill out of my mouth, right? And so I had to be really careful and run away. Run away from the group, run away from the people, run away from that person. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, oh, isn't that a very weak thing to do, or a cowardly thing to do, or it's not very courageous, not very brave. But what is the result of all of this? What are you trying to gain by telling this person out loud in front of everyone that they're a fake? Don't you think that they know that they're fake? Don't you think that they know that they're being manipulative? And if they don't, what is the point of you telling them? Do you think they're going to change their ways if you tell them? No, they're not. They're still going to keep on doing what they're doing. And so nothing good is going to come out of it. I know what you're hoping for is like in the mangas or in the movies, you tell this person they're fake and all of a sudden they have this revelation about themselves. They're like, oh my God, you're right. I can't believe I didn't see this about myself. And yes, I'm going to change myself and you are my savior. I mean, that's what we want to happen, right? And we want to make this person realize that they're going to be better off if they're authentic and they're a good person. They don't need to be fake, etc. But that's not how it happens in real life, all right? This person's not going to change so easily, and it's going to result in nothing good. They're not going to change, and they're going to still be the same person, but you're going to lose all your friends. Yeah, so what's the point? What are you trying to get out of it? Exactly is what you have to ask yourself, right? And that's what I ask myself every single time. I'm like, all right, if I do say something here at this moment in time, what is going to happen? What is going to be the result? What's going to happen? And I know it's going to happen, is that everyone loves this person. And so they're going to hate me for calling this person out, for being rude to them or mean to them. And a lot of times in the past when I did this once, when I did call out this person, and the person started crying. And oh my God, the wrath that came across towards me, I had to deal with so much shit. Everyone was like, you're a horrible person, you're mean, you have to apologize. And of course this person was fake crying. Or maybe they weren't, I don't know. But it was just like all of this rage came towards me, and I was kicked out, obviously, and nothing good came out of it. Nothing. I didn't feel better after. I did not. And so if you're doing this to feel better, write in your journal or talk to a friend about it. That's what I usually do. I just went to a friend who's not in that particular group, or perhaps to a friend who knows the fakeness of this person, if there is someone like that. But very rarely that does not happen usually. So I'll usually just talk to my journal. Or I'll talk to a friend from outside the group and I'll be like, oh my God, this fake person is really annoying the hell out of me. And so I went to that person, but that's it. That's all I do, and I don't call them out, all right? Especially not at work, because that's not the kind of persona you want to give out at work. That is not the kind of person you want to be at work. At work, especially at corporate situations, being a person who calls out other people on their bullshit is not going to get you anywhere fast. Actually, it's going to get you fired or get you kicked out of the company, because it's not the kind. You want to be a team player. You don't want to be a person who does that kind of shit, that kind of stuff, Lily. So I hope this makes sense. If I didn't explain myself perfectly, please message me and I'll kind of expand on it a little bit more. But my main tenet with this, obviously, is do not call people out, especially not at work. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person who is labeled as the person who calls everyone out. It's just not the right persona for you to handle. It's better for you to just do it on your own, get peace on your own by venting to someone else, but do not do that. Okay, unless they're being racist, as I said, unless they're being racist or bullying someone or being sexist or being rude in some way or being cruel in some way, then of course call them out. Stop that nonsensical behavior right away. But if they're being fake or manipulative, don't do anything about it. Okay, I know it hurts to hear this, I'm sure, but that's the way I look at it. Now, of course, everyone might have a different opinion on it. I'd love to hear from you guys on this. And if you guys like this video or any other videos that I've done, or you like me in general, you can support me by going to my Patreon site. The link is in the description below. And I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.